Me 42. Male. Fresh divorce, new apartment. Trying to stay low drama, split custody with 40, female ex. Weekends with 9, male son. Weekdays are work and silence. Mid-rise building, key fob doors. Parcel shelf by the mailboxes. Front desk has one guy. 58, male building manager. First week is my own boxes. Towels, toaster, boring stuff. Then a weird package shows up. Label has my unit number. The name is not mine. It says 28, female Lena R. It looks like a real shipper label. I assume a simple mistake. I carry it to the desk. He points to a return bin. He says, return to sender. Fine, I do that. Next day, same situation. Different carrier, same name, same unit, new tracking number. I return it again. He shrugs again. Third day, another one. Heavy, rattles like metal parts. I refuse it at the door. The driver scans and leaves. I think it will stop. It does not stop. Week 2, it is daily now. Small mailers, big boxes. Always 28, female Lena R. Always my unit number. I start a note in my phone. Date, time, carrier, tracking. Package underscore log dot txt. I also snap label photos. Label underscore 01 dot jpg. Label underscore 02 dot jpg. I ask him to flag my unit. He says old tenant maybe. The tone says not my problem. I am not playing hero. I want quiet and sleep. I do not want police talk. With my kid in the room. Third week 9, mail visits. He drops his backpack. He asks, where is the console? I say later, buddy. He sighs like a tiny adult. Door buzzer rings at lunch. Delivery wants a signature. The box is laptop sized. I say wrong person. He takes it back. Later, another box arrives. Taped note on the label. It says, leave in lobby, thanks. Handwriting is rushed. My skin crawls a little. Someone expects to pick it up. I do not leave it out. I bring it to the desk. He rolls his eyes. He puts a paper sign up. It says, packages for residents only. That night, building email hits. Subject says, lost key fob found. It says, do not let strangers in. Next morning, more weirdness. Mailbox has a notice slip. It says, extra fob requested. Request denied. Not requested by me. I stop calling this a typo. My unit is a drop address. I watch the lobby from stairs like a creep in my own home. I call a carrier hotline. Robot menus and hold music. Finally, 26, female support. She says we deliver the label. I ask how to stop it. She says contact the sender. I ask who the sender is. She says cannot disclose. Tracking pages show nothing. No sender info, of course. I print my little log. I highlight dates like homework. Log underscore print dot PDF. I run into 37 female neighbor. Dog leash, hoodie, coffee. I ask if she knows Lena. She laughs and says no. She says she had this too. Wrong names, right address. Then it suddenly vanished. She saw a guy waiting near the mailboxes. Never with a key fob. Always waiting for someone. She warns me, no confronting. People get weird over boxes. I nod and act casual, but I am not casual inside. I update my note. I add tailgating risk. I add someone watches timing. I set one rule for myself. I will not accept Lena packages, even if it annoys everyone. I go to bed early. I hear footsteps in the hall. Every sound feels personal. Welcome to Stress City. 2 days later, Saturday. 9, male is eating cereal. Cartoons are loud behind him. The door buzzer goes off. I am not expecting anyone. I check the peephole camera. 31, male in a hoodie. Phone in hand, tapping buzzer. I do not buzz him in. He waits. He slips in behind someone. 64, female neighbor opens door. Classic tailgating move. I watch from the stair rail. He heads to the parcel shelf, like he knows the layout. He grabs a box with my unit. He looks at the label. He smiles. I do not yell. I take a quick photo. Lobby_shelf.jpg. He walks out the front door. No rush, no panic. Like he did it before. I bring it to the manager. 58, male sees the photo. He says camera is old. It only covers the front door. It overwrites in 3 days. Great. I email myself the details. Time, outfit, direction, hobo_hallway.txt. I file an online report, non-emergency form, no magic response time. I get a case number, case_number.pdf. Packages keep coming anyway. Smaller now, more frequent. Some say signature waived, some say leave at door. One box has a return label. Tiny reseller name in print. I search it online. It looks like a shell site. One page, no phone number. 37, female neighbor knocks. She asks, "You okay?" She saw the hoodie guy too. She offers an old door camera. Spare from her last place. I mount it inside my unit. Aimed through the peephole view, it only sees my hallway. It is not hacking anything. Hall_clip.mp4. Few days later, it pays off. Hoodie guy appears in frame. He checks my door area. He looks at the floor. No box, no luck. He leaves. I add another rule. I refuse every Lena delivery. At the door. Every time. Painful but simple. I keep my voice normal. 9, mail does not need fear. I just say we are busy. I write the time to the minute. Time_stamp.txt. I check the parcel shelf later. The stolen box is gone. But 2 more sit there. My unit, her name. I carry them to the desk, quietly. I leave a note for the manager. It says, "Hold these, report filed. Manager_note.txt. I do a little experiment. I stand near the front door. I watch residents come and go. Half the time, doors get held. For anyone with a smile. I ask about key fob logs. He says scans are logged, but tailgaters are not, and doors get propped often. I ask about more cameras. He says budget next quarter, meaning never. That night I find an old webcam for my remote job days. Dusty, but it works. I set it inside my unit, facing the door at an angle. Motion alerts, local storage. My own threshold only. I do a test walk. My phone buzzes, clip saves. Door_test.mp4. I label clips by day, clip_by_day.mp4. It keeps my head clear. Next morning, delivery arrives. Small box, same Lena name. I refuse it. The driver scans refused. 2 hours later, he comes back. The camera catches him again. He pauses at my door. He listens. He checks the floor, like he expects a drop. He leaves when nothing is there. The clip shows shoes and hands. Not a full face, but enough. Hall_clip_02.mp4. I forward it to the manager. He replies, "Do not tape signs." Cool, thanks. 9, mail goes back Sunday. I sit alone and rewatch clips. This is his routine. Not random, not once. I thought it would fade out. It escalates instead. Angry note on my doorframe. It says, "Stop returning my stuff." It says, "I know you are home." Sharpie, all caps. Note_1.jpg. My stomach drops. I am 42, male, not naive, but I am not looking for a stairwell fight. I send the note photo in. 58, male finally reacts. He prints a new policy sheet. It says deliveries must match name. He adds a lock to the package room. Carriers still miss it sometimes. One afternoon, big box arrives. 29, male courier waits to hand it. Hoodie guy shows up behind him. He tries to sign with a scribble. I step out and say, "Not me." The courier pauses. He asks for ID. Hoodie guy has none. Hoodie guy bails fast. The courier asks me to sign. I say no, take it back. He scans refused. Scanner_beep.mp4. That night, he corners me. Quiet stairwell, buzzing lights. 31, male smells like smoke. He says I owe him money. I keep my voice flat. I do not threaten him. I do not swing first. I tell him I have video. I tell him I filed reports. I tell him the manager knows, mostly true. He calls me a snitch. He backs up. He walks away like a coward. I do not chase. I lock my door. I text 40, female X. I ask to change pickup spot. For a while, she agrees. Next week, police call me. 51, male detective, tired voice. He says my report links to others. Same fake name, many buildings. He asks for my footage. I email clips and photos, hall_clip.mp4, hall_clip_02.mp4, lobby_shelf.jpg, node_1.jpg. He says it will be slow. Paperwork, merchants, victims, no promises. I respect the honesty. 37, female neighbor invites me down. Bad lobby coffee and dog hair. Her dog leans on my leg. First calm breath in days, after the stairwell thing. I start boring safety habits. No headphones in halls. Keys in hand, stairs with lights. I reroute my own deliveries. Send them to pickup lockers. I drive 12 minutes for shampoo. Annoying but peaceful. Still, Lena packages try to land. I keep refusing them, and I keep logging them. My package log hits 3 pages. Dates, notes, tracking numbers. Photos, clips. log_bundle.pdf. I slide it under his door. Sticky note says, keep for record. Building email blast goes out. It says tailgating is trespassing. It says do not hold doors. It says report suspicious persons. Tenant_notice.py.df. Neighbor says he adapts. He waits outside in rain. He lets others carry boxes out, then asks, is that for Unit 3B? Friendly voice, empty eyes. I update my report online. I add the stairwell incident. I add my child visits weekends, because that matters. Detective calls again later. He says hoodie guy is known. Low level, in and out. He explains the hard part. They need a victim statement. Card owner, merchant loss. Otherwise it stays gray. He asks for tracking numbers. They link to merchants. I export my list. Tracking _list.txt. I send it clean and simple. That weekend, 9 mail visits. We go to the park instead. We keep distance from the lobby. He asks why we walk extra. I say, someone steals boxes here. Simple, no scary detail. He asks, like pirates. I say, yeah, like pirates. He laughs and runs to the slide. On the walk back, I see him. Hoodie guy across the street. Same shoes, same posture. He watches the entrance. He does not cross. I pretend I do not notice. Because my kid holds my hand, and I am done with drama. Weeks pass. Life inches forward. No more notes on my door. Still a random Lena package. But less often. 58 male manager starts watching. He parks his chair toward lobby. He pretends it is normal. Building holds a tenant meeting. Folding chairs, tired faces. Packages, key fobs, tailgating. He shows a grainy slide. Front door camera still image. Lobby_face.png. He says, do not let him in. Half the room nods. Half the room stares at shoes. Tenants vote for parcel lockers. Install date is soon, meaning weeks then months. In the meantime, I keep routine. If I see him, I leave. If neighbor sees him, she texts. Simple timestamps, no hero stuff. 37, female neighbor and I walk dog. It turns into coffee after. Then a plain dinner. Still careful, still slow. I tell 40, female X. She says keep 9, mail away. She says he asked about pirates. He asked, can pirates come inside? That hits me hard, so I sit with my kid. I say doors stay locked. I say grown-ups handle it. I say he can ask questions. He nods like a tiny judge, then asks for ice cream. Parenting is surreal. Late fall, lockers finally arrive. 32, mail installer drills for hours. Lobby smells like metal dust. parcel shelf disappears. So does the easy theft. Even after lockers, a few try. Same 28, female name, my unit. I refuse them at the desk. Carriers scan and shrug. Manager rejects them at the door. He puts a laminated notice up. He says check names before drop. Some tenants complain online. They say missing packages. Manager replies with policy. For once, he has receipts. I keep my own stuff off-site. Pick up lockers and store counters. Less convenient, more peace. I stop using the elevator when I am alone at night. Stairs feel safer now. One day I see him outside. He looks in, sees lockers. He turns away, hands in pockets. No scene, just gone. 2 weeks after install. 51, male detective calls again. He says they picked him up. Not at my building. He hit a bigger target elsewhere. They found a printed checklist. My address was on it. Address_list.pdf. He asked me to come in. No dramatic lineup. Just a room and forms. I point at a photo. I say, that is him. I sign and leave. Months later, a letter arrives. Plea deal, probation, restitution. Case closed in boring ink. Closure_letter.pdf. It is still an ending. I sleep through the night again. No listening for hallway steps. 37, female neighbor text me. She says lockers actually work. She sends a dog selfie. Dog_face.png. I invite her over. Movie on, dog asleep. We sit close on the couch. My hand finds hers. When I leave, we kiss. Quick, soft, adult. No fireworks, just relief. Next weekend, 9 male visits. He points at the lockers. He calls them treasure boxes. I laugh and say yes. I keep the log anyway. Habit from a weird season. Package_log.txt. And then I move on.